Hello everybody, how's it going? I guess it's going. I slept in my makeup last night, I'm totally sorry. I figured I would try to get one more video in for you guys before I possibly go into labor on my own here at home and have to rush to the hospital, or end up getting induced this week or next week, which is the scheduled date I'm going to get induced anyway. I'm about to be 37 weeks with our first baby. She's due anytime now. I wanted to still try and get a video in because I know that once I do go into labor, whether I end up being induced or she comes early on her own, I don't know when I'll get to another weekly video. But anyway, let's talk about snakes. So the last video I did for you guys was the big one where I, told you about all the eggs we got. We ended up getting 13 eggs. I showed you what they look like in the incubator. I talked a little bit about that whole thing, and I started talking about Zahara and Sulian, who they have now been paired 4 times. So what I decided to do this time, I wasn't going to do this. I was going to do once a month like I did with Priya and Leo. I did once a month from October to January. I skipped a month in between there because I thought she was going to lay, so I had stopped. But then I paired her a 3rd time in January. So there were locks between Leo and Priya 3 times, but it was once a month when it happened. This time, what I've been doing is to try and see if there's a difference in how quickly Zahara will ovulate. I wanted to pair her and Sulian every week for 1 month, so 4 locks, 1 lock every week. We've completed that, so now they're on a break. They're on a month's break, and it definitely looks like Zahara is going to ovulate. She's been bowl wrapping, she's been soaking. The back part of her body, the lower third of her body, is starting to swell, so it's a good sign. And the reason that I wanted to put him in there every week, I know some people don't do that. They go, oh, we'll at least give him a week in between off, or only do it once a month, or only do it twice a month. The reason that I wanted to just do it 4 weeks in a row is because I wanted to see if there was if it changed the rate of ovulation, or if it was more of a stimulant for Zahara. I know that, everybody has, like I said, different ways that they do it, but this is just something I wanted to experiment with. So we are definitely seeing signs that it seems like she's going to ovulate. But, you can do what you want to do. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You don't have to do what other breeders do. You can do your own, breeding pattern or pairing pattern. You can pair, once a month, you can pair twice a month, you can pair once every 3 weeks, or you can do every week. So I was just making sure they were really eating good, which was the case. And then I was putting them in every Wednesday, because every Wednesday is 2 days after our snakes get done eating, so we can hold them, we can handle them and everything again. So that's the pattern I've been going with. The eggs in the incubator from Priya and Leo, they've been in there for about 12 days so far. And they're due around like June 22nd, so we've got like 43, 44-ish days. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wait till the first egg pips, or the first hatchling pips and breaks out of one of the eggs, and then we'll go by that and we'll decide to cut the rest and do a video on that and see what we get and everything. And we definitely hope all the babies make it. The incubator's been working really good. We ended up ordering another incubator. It's not an Exoterra brand, but it's just like the Exoterra. We also go to Dollar Tree and we get these smaller plastic container boxes to use for egg boxes, because standard shoebox size does not fit in these smaller incubators. So if you want to use a standard shoebox size, you're going to have to build yourself or buy a bigger incubator. But the reason that I wanted to have 2 of these small incubators on hand, because we do plan on building a larger incubator so it can fit a lot more clutches of eggs in there, is because these little incubators come with car adapters. And that's a really good thing, because if you're going to travel to a reptile show, or if your power goes out, you have anything happen where you might need to use these incubators in your car, you can actually keep your eggs warm in your car if you need to. In the event of a power outage, it's an option. Or you can keep babies warm. You can keep hatchlings warm. And like if you're on the way to a reptile show, say you're driving to a reptile show and it's a few hours away or something like that, you can use these incubators to keep your hatchlings warm. They also cool. So if you ever have any reptiles that need to be kind of kept at a cooler temperature when you're on your way to or from a reptile show, these incubators are really, really good for that. So I would keep that in mind, even though they're small and people, probably say things about them or act like they're useless. They are versatile. There's things you can do with them besides incubate eggs. So that's a good reason to have at least one or two of these on hand, even if you do have a big incubator that you built or, one that you bought. So that's why we wanted to have at least one or two of these on hand. But we're going to go ahead and unbox the second incubator we got, make sure it's good to go and works and everything, because we are anticipating that Zahara will lay eggs, and we don't know how many she will lay. So if she were to lay a high number of eggs like Priya did with like 13 or close to that, we would want to definitely have an entirely empty incubator ready to go to fit all of her eggs in. Update on the corn snakes. Dane, we had to take him to the vet a week ago. He has to be on antibiotic shots, so there's 10 shots that he has to go through. We just gave him his third one today, so he's had his third one, and that's the basically the route we had to go with trying to clear out the respiratory infection, because the treatments we've been doing at home had not been working. It worked with one of our other snakes that we thought had an RI, but I think that we caught that super early. This was a little bit of a thing that sort of seemed to develop after we got him from a breeder, because we have never had him. He's 10 years old. We had just gotten him, and all we know is that he used the bathroom inside of his snake bag when he was shipped to us. So that's how I think he got sick. I could be wrong. He could have been sick before, and maybe the breeder didn't realize it, or maybe the breeder did realize it and sent him anyway. But either way, he's here with us now, and we're doing what we can to get him better. And like I said in the last video, more than likely we won't do any corn snake stuff until after we see if we get a second ball python clutch, because like I said, our hatchling rack has 36 tubs and we don't want to run out of room for babies, since corn snakes do seem to lay bigger clutches than ball pythons. They can lay up to like 30-ish eggs. We don't really know how many we would get. I'm gonna have to wait till Dane gets completely better anyway, so we wouldn't want to put him upstairs with the other snakes if he's not better and try to pair him with Rosalie. So we will do the corn snake still, but we could possibly wait till next year. It just really depends, because we also have Nala and Lucian who are coming up to breeding weight, and they will definitely be at breeding weight, if not soon, by the fall. So that will be our third pair of ball pythons that will be breeding. So we have to, kind of stop and think about what we've already got going, what we've got planned to do next, because, corn snakes can also double clutch. So you could end up pairing your corn snakes, get a clutch of like close to 30 eggs out of them. She could lay another clutch whenever. So that's something to keep in mind. And with the boa constrictors, we have 4. I've mentioned before that none of them are old enough to breed yet. Harley is the oldest. She's just turned 2, so she has to be a lot older, at least 2 more years older pretty much, to breed. But we're not doing any boa constrictor stuff for probably a couple of years at least. And our Kenyan Sambo, we have our female albino. We have not gotten a male for her yet, but she's still a baby, and we don't plan on breeding her until a little while, maybe another year or 2 either, because Kenyan Sambos, they give live birth too, because all boas do, and we don't want to put her through anything too harsh yet. So, and the reticulated pythons, they just now both passed a year. So they've definitely got a while to go. They're both from Reach Out Reptiles. Eden is a dwarf purple albino, and Ripley is a super dwarf Anery motley tiger. So we're definitely excited for them to breed one day, but retics can lay a lot of eggs too. So year by year, the fact that we have different kinds of snakes that they lay different amounts of eggs, they have a certain amount of live babies. Like boa constrictors can have a lot of live babies at one time. Basically year to year when we breed, we would be gauging, okay, like how many babies can we handle? Like we're definitely going to have to order probably 1 or 2 more hatchling racks within the next few years, just because we know we have multiple different species of snakes that we're breeding. So, but we are very excited. We're ready for these babies to hatch, and obviously, if you know anything about, ball python hatchlings and how all that works, once they hatch, they'll be kept on a paper towel in one tub for about 2 weeks, and the paper towel will be kept moist, and we'll be waiting on their first shed. And then after their first shed, they'll get their first meal. And we want the babies to at least have 6 meals with us and be gaining weight. So we will be weighing the babies, and we will be making sure they're eating. And we won't have any go to new homes or anything like that until we know they're good and they're established on eating. I will go ahead and be posting pictures of the babies and probably pricing and things like that, because we do want to go ahead and get that out there for people, because I have had a few people go ahead and ask me what the price ranges for some of the babies will be, and it's largely going to be based on what genes they get from the parents, because altogether there are 4 genes, no, 3, 6. Altogether there are 6 genes involved. Priya is lesser cinnamon, so that's 2. Leo is pastel inchy pinstripe. You could also call him a inchy lemon blast if you want, but that's 3 genes right there. And he carries orange ghost. He's 100% het orange ghost. So all of the babies will be 50% het orange ghost. They won't be 100% het orange ghost, and there won't be any visuals because Priya does not carry orange ghost. So the babies will just be 50% het orange ghost, but we do anticipate that they will be beautiful babies, and we're definitely excited. And so we will definitely go ahead and be posting things like that about what the babies are going to be priced at, and we want to go ahead and be able to get our Morph Market store set up, and we'll be advertising through social media and showing the babies on YouTube and letting you keep up with their progress. If you're interested in any of them, feel free to let us know on Instagram if you want. If you haven't already started following us, we are at magic_city_morphs. Also, we have a Facebook page. If you want to contact us on there, we're Magic City Morphs on Facebook. But yes, if you are interested in any of the babies when that time comes, just, contact us. And we also have an email, magiccitymorphs@gmail.com. That's our email if you want to email us and ask us anything. But we're definitely excited and looking forward to this season. I mean, it's been, we've been a year into this. We've invested a lot of time, a lot of money. We've been growing up a lot of these snakes, and it feels like things are finally starting to happen, which makes me and my husband and I very happy, because we're so passionate about this. This is something that we've wanted to do for a little while now. We've been researching and doing a lot of planning and just really working on getting all the different snakes that we wanted to get that carry the genes we want to work with. And we still have some future projects that we want to work with. Like I said before, we're going to have another rack built for us, and once we get another rack in, we will be getting some more ball pythons with genes that we don't already have on hand, and we will enhance some of our breeding projects from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Let me know down in the comments below what you're working on. I'd love to know. We're so appreciative of each and everybody that subscribes and watches our videos and follows us on social media, because it really means a lot, and we have felt so incredibly welcomed within the reptile community, and we've made some really good friends, and it's just been a lot of fun. I really do hope to do another collaboration video not long from now. I know we did one not long ago about the misconceptions about snakes. I think that doing things like that from time to time is a very, very good thing to do, because it brings a lot of people together, and we can focus on some really important issues that need to be talked about, and we can spread awareness and better, be better advocates for these animals, because like I said in the last video, we're all they have. The next time I make a video, you might see our baby.